Alright, so John Colo at DiscountJuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. And this is the episode I've gotten lots of requests for. It's John, will the Kuvings Auto10 that's all new, just released, do bulk juicing? So that's what I'm going to do today for you guys. I've assembled a lot of produce right here. Matter of fact, I got 6 heads of celery. I got 12 heads of organic romaine hearts. I got 6 organic FujiApples with a little bit of lemon and 6 organic Navel oranges. And what I'll be doing today is we're going to go ahead and juice all this produce separately. So we're going to do celery only, lettuce only, apple and the lemon, and only the orange to show you guys how the Kuvings Auto10 Juicer performs. If you guys haven't seen my unboxing video of the Auto10 Juicer already, check the link down below for that video. I'm not going to really get into the merits and what's included with the Auto10, but check that other video. And I know a lot of you guys may be considering buying the Nama J2. If you guys want to see how the Nama J2 compares to the Kuvings Auto10, check my link down below for that as well. The Kuvings, on the 2 initial times I've used it, perform flawlessly. I'm even keeping up with the best-selling Nama J2. And in this episode, I want to see how it does with 6 heads of celery, because I made a video juicing 5 heads of celery in the Nama J2. It did it without problem. But honestly, one of my favorite recipes to make is actually straight romaine lettuce juice instead of the straight celery that I know many of you guys may want to juice and drink. I want to always encourage you guys that, in my opinion, the reason for juicing is to get more vegetables in you. Hey, it's great to juice some fruit sometime. And you know, I always like to teach good, better, best. Juicing some oranges and drinking orange juice is way better than getting a Coca-Cola or a Fanta orange or a High C or these other fruit drinks, right? But that being said, the main benefit of juicing is the vegetables. And for extra credit, you guys want to do the leafy green vegetables. The lettuce is a leafy green vegetable, has a lot different nutrition than, say, a stem vegetable such as the celery. So I want to encourage you guys to always get a diversity and juice a diversity of different, especially vegetables, in your juices. Today I'm doing them straight because I know some of you guys like celery straight. I actually prefer romaine lettuce straight. We could mix all this stuff together, make a hodgepodge, which I'm sure would work actually better. But, you know, this is a torture test for a juicer when you do straight produce. Some of these apples are a little bit on the softer side, and softer fruits may not juice as well in a vertical slow juicer. Check my link down below where I say never juice fruits without doing this to make it healthier, right? Where I'll share you guys my tips on juicing fruits. So before we go on, I want to save you guys the most money if you guys are considering buying the Kuvings Auto10 Juicer. My name is John Kohler, and I started my website, DiscountJuicers.com, to save you guys money on juicers 25 years ago. Yes, I've been making YouTube videos on juicers, comparing juicers for the last 15 years, and I myself have been juicing now for 28 years consistently on a regular basis, and I know the benefits that it can provide. So we're going to get you the best discount by using the coupon code DJ10 at KuvingsUSA.com. I'll put links down below in the description as well as the pinned comment to go directly to Kuvings to buy the Auto10, getting my 10% off discount, which will save you a good chunk of change. It's 70 bucks, guys. It's going to save you guys on the Auto10. The Auto10 is a full, complete juicer. There's no additional accessories to buy. It includes the sorbet screen, the smoothie screen, as well as has a full 15-year warranty. And Kuvings has been manufacturing kitchen appliances for 45 years now in South Korea. I know a lot of you guys are Kuvings fans, and you know, this is their latest and greatest. And in my personal opinion, I'd rather buy the Auto10 over the Revo 830. And don't worry, I'll be having an upcoming video where I compare the Auto10 against the Revo 830. In any case, I don't want to, ramble on too long. I want to get juicing and show you guys the process and how long it takes to juice each of these items in the Kuvings Auto10. All right, so first I'll be juicing the romaine. Now, while this does have a nice large feed chute, you could put in like whole lettuces, almost whole in here, and just fold it over or crush it. I mean, look at that. I could almost fit the whole thing in there. It's always best when using a hopper style juicer to pre-cut the produce into smaller pieces. This allows you to do two things. Number one, it allows you to fill the hopper to the maximum amount. I mean, if I just crammed in one, I could maybe get one or two, but if I pre-cut the lettuce into small little slices, then I could probably fit, maybe 3 or 4 heads in at once and just let the machine run while I'm prepping the other produce. That is really the joy of the hopper style machines. It saves your guys' time because once you have the hopper loaded, you shut the lid, you can literally walk away and let the juicer do all the juicing without you. No more do you need to put each produce item into the machine. Now, I know some of you guys like that, and that's meditative for you. I'll tell you guys, after 25 years of juicing the old-fashioned way and pushing each produce item in or dropping it in, I really love the hopper style design because it just frees me up to do other things. In some cases, as the machine's finishing up, I'll start cleaning the different cutting boards and some of the paraphernalia I've been using. I'll come back, the juice is done, then I could bottle that up and, or drink some, and then just wash the juicer, and I'm done. So that's really the game-changing technology of the hopper juicer, and I'm so glad that Kuvings came out with their hopper-style machine to agitate the market, to, put the best-selling Nama J2 on alert and say, hey guys, you got some competition, you better up your game. This way, all the customers, all you guys win because the companies will continue to improve, make better juicers, make a better mousetrap, so it'll make it easier, more convenient, and have higher yields, hopefully, in the future. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put some of this lettuce aside. I'm just gonna start off with like cutting one, and I'll just demonstrate how I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna take the knife and cut it here, like maybe every inch into pieces, and I'm gonna load up the machine. So in order to save you guys a lot of time in this video, I'm gonna probably just go ahead and turn the stopwatch on and do all this work while you guys see this in fast forward mode, so you guys can see how long it takes. So we're just gonna go ahead and hit the start button, and I'm gonna get cutting, and we're gonna go ahead and put this in a fast forward mode for you. All right, guys, I want to go ahead and stop it here real quick. Looks like it took 17 minutes and 29 seconds. Basically, the hopper is emptied, but I want to show you guys this real fast. So the hopper's empty, and basically there's things stuck in the hopper that didn't get agitated and pushed into the juicer. So that's what I really want to show you guys. And of course, leafy greens are the hardest thing for the machine to agitate and push into the juicer, but you guys know on my channel, I tell you guys like it is. And this is one of the things I don't really like about the Auto10. I mean, I love that the hopper is 3 liters, the largest in the world at this time, until Nama comes out with theirs later next year. But you guys can see there's a bunch of lettuce stuck to the processing blade that didn't go in, as well as some lettuce, stuck around. I've noticed when using the Auto10, there's always more produce stuck in the hopper than, say, if I did the same exact item in the Nama J2. For reference, I'll put a link down below to the video where I juice straight lettuce in the Nama J2 so you guys can see the results. That being said, this is not a big deal. What I'll normally do is I'll basically just take and I'll brush off all the sides and then fling everything on the side onto the bottom so it can get further agitated and then chopped up and juiced. And then you got to basically move the stuff off the processing blade. There's some right angles on the processing blade that I'm not really a fan of because things tend to collect in there instead of kind of ricochet off them like on the Nama J2. But once again, every juicer has their own sets of pros and cons. And I'm just here to tell you guys like it is so you guys can make the appropriate decision on what juicer you want to purchase. All right, so I do like that you could assemble the Kuvings Auto10 as it's sitting on top of the machine. You can't do this with other machines on the market. Once we got the produce all flung down, we're just gonna go ahead and turn it on a little bit more, and then it's gonna basically rotate and feed it in, and the pulp will continue to come out. All right, so it looks like we're pretty much about done. I always like to tip the machine up when we're done to just get any final drips out. We can go ahead and shut the spout cap. As you guys can see, I made 2 quarts of lettuce juice straight, plus an additional, I don't know, 1/4 quart. So maybe 2 1/4 quarts. I want to do a few things for you. Number one, I want to show you guys the pulp. All that lettuce was reduced into this pulp, and of course the juice. We're going to go ahead and take a handful of this pulp and squeeze it for you guys. It's, you know, you could squeeze a juice out of it. I'm not going to say it's sawdust dry, but to say pulp is dry or not dry is a misnomer. You know, I like to do a rating scale. So say 0 to 10. 10 is like if you use a pure juicer that pressed the pulp out and it got it sawdust dry. This pulp, I mean, it's definitely a solid job, definitely better than a centrifugal juicer. That might be, the pulp could be at a 2 if you're juicing fruits in a centrifugal juicer. In this case, I would say this is a good 7. It's a good job on straight leafy greens. Of course, I have videos where I will basically rejuice this with cubed up jicama. You could also use cubed up carrots. Put this back through the machine, layer this with cubed up jicama or carrots, and then run the machine again. Then it'll get this pulp and extract more nutrition out of lettuce, getting it even drier. That being said, if just the first time through I juice this with carrots, like lettuce with carrots or lettuce with jicama or even lettuce with beets, root vegetables always help the machine to be more efficient. Nonetheless, it did a great job, made a good yield, and now I want to go ahead and try the straight lettuce juice. I do want to say that it did create some foam, and when I did juice in the Navel J2, about a similar amount of foam was created. This will happen once again if you're doing straight leafy greens, because the situation is that, you know, there's a lot of space in between the leafy greens as it's going through the auger. So if you fill that space up by doing like romaine with celery, you're going to get significantly less pulp. Of course, you could do romaine with carrots or jicama or even some apples. That would also help to reduce the pulp. It's just when you do like straight greens, and some greens, of course, have more saponins or soap kind of like material that actually make it foam more. So let's go ahead and try the straight lettuce juice for you guys, made in the Kuvings Auto10. My first time doing it straight in the Auto10. That tastes like a good solid lettuce juice. I can't discern this lettuce juice made in the Auto10 versus another machine. It tastes very similar. I'm used to making this exact recipe in the Navel J2 because it is one of my favorite recipes, and I prefer this over straight celery. All right, next up, let's go ahead and do 6 heads of celery in the Kuvings Auto10. Once again, I'm going to do the same exact thing I did for the lettuce. You're going to want to cut the celery up into little pieces. I mean, I don't know, I do like maybe 1-inch pieces or so. This way, it'll help the machine work more effectively. Also, you'll be able to load more celery in the hopper in one get-go. So we're just going to go ahead and turn the stopwatch on, and then we're going to go ahead and start loading celery in the Kuvings Auto10. We're going to see how many heads we can load up in once. Now, I want to encourage you guys, you know, the smaller you guys cut the celery, the more efficient the juicer will be. That being said, the more work it'll be for you guys. The other thing I want to say is that the reason why I love the hopper style machines, unlike traditional vertical juicers, is because it's up to you on a vertical juicer to feed in the produce at the appropriate rate, to not go too quickly or too slowly for the juicer. If you go too slow, it's going to waste time. If you go too fast, the machine may clog and or jam up. And that's the main reason for the hopper, because the hopper with the processing blade pre-cuts to some extent, and then also will feed in produce in the machine at the right rate that the machine wants it. So it looks like we've been able to fit 2 whole heads without an issue into the hopper of the Auto10. All right, so we got 1 3/4 heads in the Auto10. Cram this lid down, and let's turn it on, and let's get juicing. Let's see how long it takes. As it's running, I'm going to go ahead and pre-cut more celery so it'll be ready for the next round. We're going to go ahead and speed this video up for you guys to save you guys some time. Alright, so it looks like we're just about done. And it looks like it took 16 minutes and 45 seconds to juice 6 heads of celery in the Kuvings Auto10. And once again, I want to go ahead and show you guys what is left inside the juicer when you're done, or in the hopper. So you guys can see there's a bunch of produce still stuck to the walls and also to the processing blade inside the hopper. Definitely, I'd say maybe a little bit less than the lettuce. And so what I normally do is just flick it down and then turn the machine on to kind of get it to juice the rest. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. All right, so we got the rest of the celery juice out, and as you guys can see, we got 2 quarts of the straight romaine. That was based on 2 6-packs of romaine hearts. And then now we got basically 4 quarts of straight celery juice made in the Kuvings Auto10 without any issue. It took about 16 minutes and 45 seconds. I will say real quick that the celery pulp is about as wet as the lettuce pulp, which is pretty much about the same dryness as you would get on most other vertical auger juicers, within, you know, a 10 to 20% range from a high end, slow juicer. We're gonna go ahead and try the celery juice here for you guys, let you guys know my opinions on the taste. All right, so this is unfiltered today. I do taste small bits of fiber in the juice. I mean, otherwise it tastes like celery juice. Definitely not my favorite. So you might have seen me doing something to the tops of these after the juices came out. And what I'm doing is I'm storing the juice under vacuum so I could store it for up to a week without issue. Link down below to my video where I go into detail about that. But basically you're going to need the mason jars. You could buy those at Walmart or Target for the cheapest price. Maybe a Winco if you have one of those near you. The other thing you will need a vacuum kit. So it includes these lids, these special lids with a vacuum port, plus a pump. You will put this lid on the mason jar and you will pump it up. And if you guys look very carefully, you guys are going to see air bubbles rising out of the juice. You're literally sucking the dissolved oxygen out of the juice. So now your juice will not oxidize as quickly. It'll also store much better because now the oxygen that was formerly inside and dissolved in the juice that would be there to reduce the antioxidants also make the juice kind of taste more sour faster because of enzymatic reactions. You're going to prevent that from happening a lot by removing the extra oxygen. Of course, I also recommend storing them and keeping them quite cold, between 34 to 36 degrees. That way you could do all this juicing like in an hour or two and have enough juice for the week. Just running the produce, once again, this is probably about a little bit more than 35 minutes of work for a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm not even done yet because I still got to juice the oranges and the apples. You guys want to get the special vacuum kit, link down below to my Amazon shop where I have all the different products and items that I use to juice, as well as other products I use at home as well. Next up, we're going to go ahead and juice 12 apples with 1 lemon. I always like to add lemon when I juice apples, and that'll help prevent the browning that can occur due to the polyvinyl oxidase activation due to the crushing, squeezing, and oxygen being introduced into the juice. While you could put whole apples in the hopper of the Auto10, if you do that, it'll work. It'll just take longer to run and longer to juice because now that juicer has to basically chop up all the apples into smaller pieces and then feed it in. That being said, I prefer to cut it up into maybe quarters so that I could fit in more apples in the base at once, so that the machine could do less cutting and it could actually save time during the juicing process. Of course, the first thing I'll do is I'll throw in the lemons first, but I'll save you guys some time by starting this up now, and we're going to go ahead and speed this up to save you guys some time. Alright, so it looks like we're about done. Looks like it took a little bit over 6 minutes to juice 12 apples. I was able to put in approximately 7 apples in the first hopper round, and then I had to add 5 later. And as you guys can see, we made like almost a 1 3/4 quarts of juice. And as you guys can see, this is the difference that adding the lemon and putting it under vacuum immediately can make. You can see this juice is a lot more bright because we got the citric acid plus no oxygen, because this has been sitting not even for that long and I juiced the lemons first, it's already starting to turn brown. So I want you guys to store the juices in the best way possible. Also, I want to show you guys what's left in the hopper. Full transparency in my videos. I will say that on apples, it definitely left less in the hopper than on the lettuce or celery. But in my opinion, there's a bit more apple stuck in the hopper than, say, if you use the equivalent Navel J2 juicer. My other comments are, while this pulp is fairly dry, you know, and it's actually pretty good job, my issue with the pulp is, you know, I haven't really seen this before too much, is that on the apples, like, there's large bits of apple skin. You know, I know centrifugal will leave really large bits of apple skin, but to me, like, I'm kind of wondering how effective the grinding is on the Auto 10. I don't recall seeing, you know, bits of skin in the apple pulp when I juice, say, in the Navel J2 this large. And here's the thing, if the juicer is not grinding up the skin, it's not extracting the different polyphenols and nutrients out of the skin, which is actually where most of the nutrients in an apple lies. And I juice apples for the skin, not necessarily the inside part. So if you guys want to juice a healthy apples, juice like the small wild apples or small crab apples. So yeah, I want to share with you guys that. Of course, we're going to go ahead and try some of the apple juice for you guys on camera. And when I was a kid, I'd call apple juice apple juitin'. All right. That's a good juice. Definitely taste some fiber in there. Definitely solid. All right, so now we're ready for the last juice, and I'm going to juice 12 straight oranges in the Kuvings Auto 10 to see how it does. Now, I want to let you guys know that I did not clean the juicer after juicing any of these. Although after juicing the celery, I did open up the juicer and remove the clogged pulp, but I did not clean the juicer. You know, if you are juicing the fruits first, then you can do celery after it, but the celery has strings that if you do something like soft after the celery, it may lead to some clogging, jamming, and performance that is not as good as it could have been. So if you are juicing these things straight, right, it's not an issue if you're doing it all together and mixing your textures up, but if you're doing them straight, always best to juice the soft things first. So once again, I tell it to you guys like it is. So we're going to go ahead and juice the 12 oranges, but I want to share with you guys a tip on juicing oranges. So if you guys want to get the most health benefits out of oranges, you guys want to juice the Navel oranges. Why? Because they have a greater pith. They have thicker pith, and a lot of the nutrients in the orange is actually in the white pith that is normally thrown away. Because normally when you juice an orange, you cut it in half, you put it on the reamer, and it literally extracts out what Jay Cordich taught me is called the orange water. Because it's literally just liquid that is orange color that has a high sweetness, but there's some nutrients in there, more than a soda, but not as much as if you juice the white, you know, pith. So I'll show you guys how to do that. We're just basically going to take the Navel, and we're going to cut off the top. We're going to go ahead and cut off the bottom. And I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to go around and I'm just going to shave off only the orange coloring. You also must do this task on things like tangerines and grapefruits. However, on limes and lemons, you can put them in skin and all if you don't mind a stronger flavored juice. There are indigestible natural chemicals you know, that the citrus plant produces, and in lemons and limes are not as upsetting to the body system, the digestive system, as the ones in oranges, tangerines, and grapefruits. All right, so as you guys can see, that's what an orange looks like when I'm going to juice it. Then I'm basically just going to cut it in half and cut it in half again into quarters and then load it up in the juicer. You can see how really thick that rind is. I think we're going to go ahead and load up the oranges in the hopper. And I think what I'm going to do is, because it does take so much time to peel the oranges or pare the oranges like I am, I'm not going to start the timer up until I've got them all pared. And we're just going to see the actual juicing time, because pairing each one is going to definitely take a little bit of time. Of course, if you are juicing something like tangerines, you could just peel them and throw them in there. That being said, when you juice oranges with the white rind, it's going to juice better because the white rind gives the machine some fiber to latch onto to help extract the juice and help keep the pulp flowing. If you put fruits that are too soft in any vertical juicer, it may clog or jam. That being said, a horizontal juicer is much more likely to clog or jam on fruits than verticals, and vertical juicers are the best style juicer. That's a slow juicer if you do want to juice lots of fruit. So in any case, we're just going to go ahead and speed this part of the video up for you guys where I'm peeling all my oranges. As you guys can see, we got 9 oranges in the hopper after peeling everyone and cutting them into fourths. We have 3 left. So now we're going to go ahead and shut the lid and turn the stopwatch on and let this juicer get juicing so we can find out how long it takes to juice 12 oranges in the Auto 10. We're going to speed this part of the video up for you guys to save you guys some time. So it looks like the Auto 10 just finished, and it took a total of approximately 5 minutes to juice 12 oranges. And I want to show you guys what's left in the hopper. Basically, it did the best on oranges, and it basically cleared the hopper really well. And as you guys can see, what's left in the hopper is not much. There's a little bit of orange on the bottom that's about to feed in, and then there's one orange that literally got impaled on the processing blade that's stuck. So, I mean, I could tip it over. It's not going to come out because it got impaled. So we got to remove it, and then we can just drop it back in and get it to juice. All right, so as you guys can see, the Kuvings Auto 10 turned the 12 oranges into about 1 and almost 3/4 quarts of juice. We're going to go ahead and try some of the orange juice for you guys. This is nice, rich, and thick. It reminds me of like an orange Julius because it's kind of frothy. It's like, it's not as sweet as just pressing oranges. Like what you guys could buy the optional Auto 10 citrus extractor that you can just basically turn it into a reamer. I prefer to juice oranges this way because it's much healthier and you're not going to get as much of a blood sugar hit. It's actually one of the best orange juices I've made in a while. Light and frothy, tad bit sweet, and the pith flavor. I just love that flavor. It also lowers the acidity a little bit because you're juicing all the pith as well. As you guys can see, the pulp, it did a pretty good job on that pulp. I could squeeze the pulp, and I'm basically not squeezing any drips out. So in this case, I would say this pulp is pretty dry. So, you know, pulp dryness, once again, guys, it really depends on what you're juicing. In the case of oranges, if I put this in a $2,000 press and tried to press it out, I would not get that much more juice out. But if I put the, you know, pulp from the celery or lettuce, you know, I would get more juice out. All right, so here's all the juices we made today in one round in the Kuvings Auto 10 without even cleaning it. We made 2 quarts of the straight romaine lettuce juice, 4 quarts of the straight celery juice. We made about 1.5 quarts of the apple with lemon, and we made 1 3/4 quarts approximately of the straight orange. As you guys can see, the Kuvings juicer handled them all without issue. Once again, the time to juice in the lettuce, I think, was approximately 16, 17 minutes. The celery, pretty much the same, 16, 17 minutes. This was about 6 minutes, and the oranges went the quickest at 5 minutes and actually left the least amount of residue in the hopper. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode, seeing how the Kuvings Auto 10 can bulk juice and what's left in the hopper, and my assessment of the flavor and pulp when you are done juicing. If this video has helped you out make a purchase decision, I would encourage you guys to help me out, and you'll also save 10% off by using the coupon code DJ10 at kuvingsusa.com. When you guys use that coupon code, not only will you save $70 off the Kuvings Auto 10 with a full 15-year warranty, but Kuvings will share with me a small commission so I can continue to make these educational videos for you guys, share with you guys my juicing experiences, and show you guys real-world examples of full juicing and how it works from start to finish without any kind of cuts and all this kind of stuff. Because I really want you guys to have the right information, the best information, so you guys could be an informed customer and make the best choice for you. If you guys haven't seen my comparison between the Auto10 and the Navel J2, be sure to watch that video also, because in my opinion, the Navel J2 and the Auto10 are the two best hopper style juicers on the market at this time. If you like this video, want more videos like this in the future, hey, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. More importantly, share this with other people that are considering the Auto10 so they could actually see how long it takes to juice and the actual performance of the Auto10, so that they could be enlightened about this amazing machine by Kuvings. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button right down below so you don't miss out on my new and upcoming episodes of Command every 5 to 7 days. You never know what new juicers I'll be comparing, what new juicer knowledge bombs I'll be dropping on you, or what demos I'll be doing, showing you guys the range of uses, juicers, vacuum blenders, and other appliances that will allow you to eat more healthy fruits, vegetables, and other plant foods I'll be doing. So make sure you click the little bell so you get notified as my new videos come out. And finally, be sure to check my past episodes. Past episodes are wealth of knowledge. Over 600 episodes at this time on this channel dedicated to teach you guys all about and comparing the best juicers, vacuum blenders, and other appliances that allow you to eat more plant foods. I'll put links down below to some of the videos I've made in the past with the Auto10 so you can get fully up to speed. So with that, my name is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. Be sure to visit DiscountJuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for YouTube visitors.